All right, what's up guys, it's King here, back with another video. This should be my final video on this build, my 2.0. This is probably as good as this build is going to get in general, unless some crazy shit happens. But I've basically kind of fully have labbed this build out as much as you can, played it in almost all content in the game, so I wanted to give you guys a final up-to-date build with the new Heresy changes for Glaives and the Vexcalibur, and a few tweaks to the weapon selection / armor and mods. In terms of the aspects and abilities though, there are no changes from the previous video. If you want a more in-depth guide, I definitely suggest watching my last two videos on this build, the Gladiator. I'll probably link both videos in the description, but just to recap: protection, hope, blessings, defiance, and grace with knockout, consecration. Pretty self-explanatory. Grenade is free, kind of. Shackle helps with crowd control and unstops. Suppressors for overload. Super pretty malleable, but I highly recommend either Thunder Crash or Twilight Arsenal. I think Thunder Crash is the coldest move in the whole game though, so pretty simple. For the kinetic slot, I spoke in the past about the call. Very great ranged option. It was nerfed recently. Rocket sidearms, I still think it's worth using as a ranged option. Best roll is probably Lead from Gold for animal economy, plus Vorpal just to help with majors, but roll can really be whatever you want. You mainly are using it for range. A new option, the Rake Angle, is a very good glaive. Very cool to have a glaive in the kinetic slot. It looks very fire. I don't like having two glaives at once or three in general, mainly because when you're trying to do concentration slam spam, you need to not be holding a glaive to slam. So on instinct, I press 1 to switch to my kinetic slot when I want to slam. So if my kinetic is also glaive, it fucks up the slam because you can't do it. Now I have to switch to my heavy slot to do slams. But there are definitely a lot of scenarios where you would want to use this if there's no long distance encounters. This can be very useful because Overflow Chill Clip is an insane roll to have. It can stop unstops and overloads with one weapon, and then you just have to worry about anti-barrier. This season the call gets anti-barrier, so that's great. But very good roll, the Rake Angle. I can't remember exactly how to get this, but I'm fairly certain it's in the Nightfall drops. Just look it up on LightGG. I literally forgot, I'm sorry. But the third and newest option is the Lost Signal, and it's currently my favorite to run with this build. Weapon swapping in general is just very encouraged in this build. You want to have Vexcalibur out as much as possible, so having a auto loading in your kinetic slot is great, but this one especially because you already had a lot of light energy gains with this build, with Consecration Slam, your Vexcalibur being void, so the shots would give you light energy. It was very easy to fill up light, but it was harder to fill up dark. The fragment Grace helped a lot with that when I did the last iteration of the build, but this helps an insanely amount more. I hope I'm putting a clip on the screen right now, but just a single shot of this on like a major or a boss can like instantly fill your darkness meter up, if not fully, like at least like 70-80%. It is very good at filling up your dark energy, and last season was even better because it would weaken. You lose that this season, sucks, but it's still very great to have. Just launching this, switching back to your Vexcalibur, you can get your Transcendence up a lot quicker with the Lost Signal. Highly recommend using it when you can, but you do have your other options. For the heavy slot, this is still in experimentation. After losing Reconstruction, Bait and Switch for Apex, I was kind of struggling finding heavy slot options. I've been really enjoying the Regnant. I'm pretty sure this was like a what was this, a Season of the Defiance weapon, I'm pretty sure, because of the crystals. This weapon, there's a couple good things about it. It runs with auto loading holster. Explosive light is a nice DPS trait. The exploding loading holster I already just explained. It synergizes well with your switching back to the glaive playing style. But the other great part about the Regnant is that it is a void weapon. Matching your primary like damage weapon with your heavy weapon is always great because you can double up on scavengers or what's it called, the reserves or things of that nature. So having an auto loading void heavy option is very good, very great. So I've been enjoying using this recently. I'm still experimenting, but right now this is kind of the best option I've found. So we have the Glaive global cooldowns. You have significantly increased aim assist, aim magnetism, damage fall off, and ranges across the board for all of the glaives. This is not that important, honestly, for PvE mainly. It's free stats, never gonna complain about that, but this was never really an issue at all in PvE. Even with this damage fall off buff, you're not shooting your glaive to hit people from far away. You're wasting ammo, you're not doing a lot of damage. So this is I'm glad we have it, not that important for PvE. The handling speed, red shield ready speed, magazine size, projectile speed, reload speed. The handling speed, shield ready speed, cool. I think I was running a dexterity mod. You probably don't have to run that at all with this. I was already on the fence of even using a dexterity mod. This isn't really that big of a deal, but the magazine size and the reload speed are obviously great. Mag size especially. I don't remember what the maximum mag size was before, but right now it's in like the 30s. And that is so much better, coupled with another change that I'm going to talk about later. The ammo economy for this build has never been better. It is so much better now. The few stuff I was running this season so far, I'm not super that far into the season. I haven't playing that much. I've been working a lot recently, but the ammo economy is insanely better with this mag size increase and the change with Vexcalibur that I'll go over in a moment. The reload speed, I'd still run a loader, as you'll see later. Might not even need to run a loader, but honestly, there's not really that much better arm mods to use, but like you could probably like consider dropping the loader mod because of this buff. But this is great, this is cool, these kind of whatever. The final hit of the melee combo dealing double damage. Anyone who's used Glaive a decent amount of time will know that if you shield while spamming your melee, it will only do the first two hits over and over again. You'll get a DPS increase compared to just doing the full combo over and over again. The full combo is small hit, big hit. If you just did the shield cancel with the two small hits, you would do more DPS. But with this change, I unfortunately have not gone and done damage testing yet. I'm sure you might be able to find a YouTube video out about it, but as of right now, I cannot test the damage comparison, but there is a strong chance that this has made it more efficient to just do the combo over and over again against a boss, especially. The hit into heavy hit. and also the heavy hit does more flinch. It's probably best to not do the shield cancel anymore, which is fine. You're probably saving shield energy anyways by not doing the shield cancel anymore. But as of right now, I still have to test it. I did not get a chance to test it myself, unfortunately, but there is a high chance that this does more damage than the shield cancel. Okay, now we have the Vexcalibur changes. Did I expect to get Vexcalibur buff this season? Absolutely not, but I am here for it. And the changes, most of them, whatever. One very, very insane change. So for the first change, you got the perpetual loop now feels your glaive energy. This is absolutely huge. In case you don't know what this is, there is a ability on the Vexcalibur called Perpetual Loophole. You deal additional melee damage while you have an overshield up. Defeating the targets with melee blows while the overshield is active will refresh it. Now, with the buff, not only do you get the overshield max refreshed, all of your glaive shield energy gets put to max as well. This is absolutely insane for the build, because a lot of your ammo was being used just to keep your shield up. But now you have more options to keep it up that's not wasting ammo. So this, plus the mag increase, has greatly increased your ammo economy for this build. Very, very insane change. Love this change so much. Especially when you're fighting people and there's little mini ants around. Like, you're literally never going to run out of this glaive energy. The trickle rate when guarding for the overshield has been slightly increased. Probably not big of a deal. Love to have it anyways. The Vexcalibur had a secret bonus damage against Vex faction enemies. Similarly to Witch-Ender and Malfeasance, it is getting increased from 10% to 25% to match these two. Honestly, I did not know Vexcalibur had this until the patch notes came out. It's cool to have. Very lore-wise, as cool. I can see this build being even better for encounters that have a lot of Vex around. Overall, though, this isn't game breaking to the build. It doesn't really super buff the build at all. It's just a nice little bonus. Can't complain. Same as this, briefly disorienting non-Vex boss. Gonna be convenient in Vex centered encounters, but again, doesn't make or break the build, doesn't buff it too much. Cool to have, whatever though. And that is it. Again, Vexcalibur didn't get crazy changes, but this is the crazy change. This plus the regular glaive changes, it just feels a lot better, noticeably better. And I just can't complain about it at all. It's so good. Here is a recap of the mods. I'm pretty sure I had Strand Siphon here because I was using only the call, but with Rake Angle and Lost Signal being added to the rotation of kinetic slot weapons, I decided to switch it out with hands-on. You're getting Consecration Slams a lot more often, especially with Lost Signal being able to get you Transcendence more often. So being able to get your super faster is very good. I think I switched out. Yep, I switched out the dexterity mod for another heavy-handed. Again, I don't think the dexterity mod was that useful to begin with, but now with the buff to Glaives, I think it's even less useful. So being able to generate orbs with your slams more often is probably better for you in general. Everything else is the same. Melee damage resistance, loosened blades. I wouldn't rely on meleeing to increase your glaive shield too much, because in harder encounters you're still going to be face tanking, blocking bosses and mini bosses and champions. So you want to make sure you have your shield up. That's why I also don't recommend you changing this to Grave Keeper or Grave Robber. Keep it as feedback refit. If you want a deeper explanation for any of the things I'm saying in this video, definitely watch my previous videos. But everything else is the same. Recuperation, scavenger, stacks help you get your special ammo. Even though the ammo economy is way better, you still don't want to, when you're in harder content, you don't want to get overconfident. You want to never run out of ammo, never run out of shield gauge, or you're cooked. For this season, for the artifact perks, again, no build I ever upload is going to rely on artifact perks. It just makes no sense to do that. We want to make good builds around here, not temporarily good builds. But there are 3 very noteworthy artifacts this season. 2 of them I do not have yet because they are on the next slot. Again, I haven't played an insanely amount yet this season, but I might update a comment in the description showing some footage of this. But for the first thing, hold the line. Free stats is just more glaive stuff. Increase reload, final blows heal you. Not necessary, but obviously helps. No bell, rapid glaive melee final blows grant special ammo glaives, additional ammo, and then blocking with the glaive increases the melee damage to targets. Again, same as this, not necessary, but you're already doing this stuff anyways, and it just makes it better, so might as well, right? And then dreadful finisher. Again, you're already want to finish anyways, and this gives you even more special ammo from the special ammo you're already generating with special ammo finisher. I wouldn't take off special ammo finisher because this only activates for like high-end kind of encounters for subjugators, tormentors, and like powerful combatants are the only ones that drop the ammo. So you might want to finish like a grunt to get ammo, so I still wouldn't take that off for this artifact. But these 3 help the most. All of these stuff is just up to personal preference or whatever, depending on what you're sprinkling into your build. If you're running a linear fusion this season for your heavy slot, you can definitely use some of these perks. But again, artifact is never really that important. You could use none of it if you want it, except for like this stuff, obviously. Here's an updated look at the fashion. They dropped another, I don't even remember what this ornament's called. They dropped another ornament for it though. It looks slightly better than this in my opinion for like the aesthetic I'm going for, and it definitely looked better than the default shit. So I still think it doesn't really fit what I'm going for, but I'm one day hoping. But that is all for this update video. I'm looking at the recording. I'm reaching 20 minutes. When will I learn? I just can't not yap. Like, this was just supposed to be a quick update video. Thank you guys for watching anyways. I'm going to have a dim link for the build in the description. If I missed anything or did not explain anything thoroughly, again, check out my previous videos on the build. But if you don't feel like doing that, just drop it in the comments. I'll answer it. I got notifications every time anyone comments, so I will see it probably within a day and get back to you. But take care, have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next one.